night I met you, I started dreaming. Now I write them down if I remember in the morning time. I don't know that much about Kingston.
Made a Garfield Fuggler for my BF for Valentine's, but I think I made a Fuggler ugly.
I don't think anybody wants to hear this, but we are so at risk of becoming AI's pets, and by that I mean AI is taming and domesticating us essentially by doing everything for us. It will plan your meals, it will write your emails, it will do all your tasks, it will make your art. And you could view that as making our life easier, but I see it very much as caging our abilities. I watched an online lecture about this, basically saying how we as humans are becoming to AI what dogs are to us. Hear me out when I explain this, but talking about how dogs obviously evolved from wolves, which were very independent, self-sufficient creatures. And now look at dogs, very pampered in their lifestyle. They'll have their meals made for them, they have beds to sleep in, even medication sorted for them. Dogs have a very easy lifestyle. And I feel like I sound so radicalized saying this, but we are essentially handing that autonomy and agency over to AI when we let it do everything for us. And becoming subservient to technology, it obviously does make our life easier in so many of these ways, but are we domesticating ourselves and going to lose all these abilities? If you heavily rely on generative AI, you are actually losing your cognitive ability to do things for yourself. You are diminishing your intelligence and your creativity and your ability to think for yourself. And does that really benefit us who are reliant on this technology, or does that benefit those who own this technology and in turn then us? And from what we know, these systems are very deeply encoded with racial, social and class biases that actively harm minority groups and refuel these biases in society. It feels so overlooked as well, the environmental impact from becoming reliant on these systems as well. If you look at the data centres for these systems, they're very often built in poorer, rural black communities. And that sacrifices the health of those individuals through pollution and then secondary our planet. There's absolutely nothing ethical or reasonable about needing to rely on these systems unless it's, say, medical, for things like, say, curing cancer or assisting someone's living. I always think about the tweet that's like, I want AI to do my laundry and my dishes so that I can focus on my art and my writing. But we're literally seeing the opposite. We're actively handing over all this work to very biased, discriminatory AI systems and in turn pushing more people out of work. It's a very capitalistic world we're heading into that will only push people out of jobs in, say, tech, arts, creation, pretty much every role becoming replaced. Some people do argue that the answer lies in equal access from everyone to AI resources so that we don't create this massive gap between those who can access it and those who can't. Because as we can see, the ones who can access it are turning it into jobs and pushing those who can't access it out of it. But I personally feel like there is only one moral and ethical route, which is to quit this whole realm. There is actually a whole campaign that began this month called Quit GPT, which is rooted in taking a stance ultimately against Trump and ICE, which ChatGPT owners fund and support and enable. That is something I really urge you to research and then take part in. If you can't look at it from an environmental or, say, societal lens of helping everyone, at least view it from the lens of helping yourself not be caged in terms of abilities and, say, domestication to these systems. But thank you for listening. I will make a long episode about this as well.
It spins me around like a washing machine. Oh, sweet and exciting. All week you keep.
And I would like to spend. I mean, if Gabriel and Beelzebub can do it, go off together, then we can. Just the two of us. We don't need heaven, we don't need hell, they're toxic. We need to get away from them, just be an us.
Give me your eyes, I need the sunshine. Give me your eyes, I need the sunshine. Your blood, your bones, your voice, and your...
Been together long?
Who?
You and your partner?
Oh, no, it's not like that.
We've both been very brave, walk around with both legs. When the scary day, we both pull the tricks out of our sleeves. But I'll believe in anything, you believe
To the world.
in anything.
To the world.
The
person flipping burgers at McDonald's should be able to pay their rent, bills, groceries all on their paycheck alone. That is literally the entire point of having a job. You trade your time and your energy for the ability to survive and sustain yourself. But for some reason, people treat this like a radical position, like expecting basic stability from your full-time job is some sort of luxury request. It's not. But we've normalized this idea that some jobs shouldn't pay enough to survive. Like, only certain people deserve stability. Everyone else, tough shit. Meanwhile, the whole system falls apart without these workers. You want your food made, your packages delivered, and your coffee shops open, well, those workers deserve to be able to live. Like, I can't even believe this is controversial. Wanting someone to be able to afford the basics on a full-time paycheck shouldn't be a political stance. It shouldn't even be a debate. It should be the bare minimum for a functioning society.
Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing. You come to look for a king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young. Young and bored.
Oh, Mr. Hollander, what does Montreal have to do to win tonight?
Well, hockey is a complicated, nuanced game, but it would be helpful if we scored more fucking goals than the other team.
It's time to lose your mind and let the crazy out. Tonight we're taking names 'cause we don't mess around. It's about time.
And how about that other team?
And admit you're in danger.
Who are you talking to right now?
Rock steady, I'm the wrong code to try fucking man, cause I'm petty.
Rock steady. You can tell who I am from the back, cause it's heavy.
Rock steady, I'm the wrong code to try fucking man, cause I'm petty. Make it drip, make it drip, make it drip.
I have fallen for the short-haired trans man propaganda for too long. I'm done. I'm growing out these luscious locks, and you know what? I feel like a Disney princess, and I love it. I feel mystical and magical, and these luscious locks reflect that. All right, and I want you guys to understand that this is the way to go. Low taper fades are out. 2026, these luscious locks, they're in. And I feel like a new man. I feel changed. I feel beautiful, like I have wings again. Okay? Growing out your hair is beautiful.
Kinky, I'm mad about you, kinky.
I was literally shaking with excitement when I found these 3 gigantic bags of Loopsies at the thrift. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before with anything that I collect. I was so excited to open these up, so I started with the smallest of the 3 bags, and the first thing I pulled out had me literally shocked. This is Bubble Smack and Pop, and she's very popular and can be very hard to find. I was so excited about that. These next 2 I could see from outside the bag, and I was so excited to have both of these. We have Scoops Waffle Cone and Suzette Sweet. I almost purchased both of these this summer. There was this cute little girly, I don't know her name, and there was this Jules Sparkles in her little cat costume, which I was so excited about. I also almost bought that. I was so happy about Rosie, and then I think this one is Berry Jars and Jams. There were a few of these little animals. There was this seahorse and this pony, which was my absolute favorite. I love that one. I already had this Bee Spells a lot, and there were 2 little crumbs. I have the one on the left already, but I love the one on the right, and there were 2 spots as well. There were 2 of these little Lala Oopsies, and these were all the pets and accessories that were in that first bag. I could see so many Lala Loopsies I wanted from outside this bag, so this was the second one. This had so many pets in it too. The first thing that caught my eye was this mini Littlest Pet Shop, and the first Lala I pulled out was Pillow in this little outfit, which is so cute. Spot in this outfit, I've never seen this one before, super cute. There's Alice in Lala Loopsie Land, which I already do have her, but she's super cute. And there was Bee Spells a lot in a different outfit. I was so excited about this one. I don't know her name, but she's a little chocolate cake. She's so freaking cute. Miss Cherry Crisp Crust. I'm so happy to have her. I love her so much. And there was another one of these little Loopsie ponies. There was a Mittens Fluff and Stuff that I already have. And then there was Dynamite in this bag, which I kind of thought because I saw her pet in the first bag. And there was another double of this Mittens. The next one I grabbed was this Peanut Big Top in this cute little circus outfit. I also really like this little pony. It looks like a little pajama pony. These next 2 were both doubles for me. This one is Jewel Sparkle and Goldilocks, but still super, super cute. I am so obsessed with this little ladybug one. I had this one when I was a kid. Another little tiny Lala Oopsie. And these were all the pets and accessories that I got in this bag. And I forgot to show, but I also got these 2. So this is the haul of the first 2 bags. I am literally in shock. The last bag is getting its own video because I think it's bigger than these 2 combined. I genuinely feel like I just won the lottery.
I love you so much, so dearly.
I have some low stimulation TV show recommendations. I want to start off with a series of TV shorts. It's these Charlie Brown TV shorts. I've spoken about these on my page recently. So we have Charlie Brown, It's Only Love, Go Team Go, School Days, Snoopy Tales, Lucy and Friends, Happy Holidays, and Springtime. Each of them has a different number of shorts on them, and it says in the corner which ones are which. They're all in the spirit of the original Charlie Brown TV shorts. They're not reproductions, so I quite enjoy them. They're very quirky and cute. It is in a watercolor style compared to the original style, which is why I wanted to add it to the list. I feel like anything that is done in watercolor immediately has a calming effect and feeling to it, and that's what these have. I absolutely adore these, so that's my first rec. Then I have a few Disney recommendations. My first one is going to be Snow White, for a similar reason that the animation style of Snow White and the overall aesthetic of it is quite calming. The storyline is very cut and dry, especially because it's the first Disney movie Disney feature movie that was ever made. Super easy watch. I love Snow White. I also have Sleeping Beauty on the list. Sleeping Beauty is probably one of my most rewatched Disney princess movies just because I find this one especially hilarious. Love the animation style. I love the prince in this one. He actually has a bit of a personality compared to the other more classic princes. And yeah, this is also my original copy that I got on my 16th birthday. I'm now 30, so it's been with me for quite some time. This is that special edition. We have The Sword and the Stone. I feel like this is a highly underrated Disney movie. It's not mentioned very often. I've rewatched it recently in the last couple of years and I quite enjoy this one. So if you haven't watched it in a minute, definitely revisit this one. My last Disney recommendation is going to be Cinderella. Again, classic Disney, very cut and dry storyline. Love the animation style and it's easy to watch. It does not evoke too many high emotions. This one I recently discovered actually had an animation series, which is the complete Beatrix Potter collection for Peter Rabbit. I love the animation style of it. This, again, it's got the watercolor type animation to it. It's very beautiful. The stories are all very sweet and low stress. I recently revisited Doug. I think out of all of the retro cartoons from Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, even though I know this one has a cult following, it is not mentioned nearly as much as cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog or Hey Arnold. I almost never see people mention this one unless, again, it's in quite the niche. It is very well done. I find something very charming about Doug being in tune with his emotions and writing in his journal, which we often saw with female-led cartoons or TV shows, not so much with male-led cartoons. So I find that charming. I also quite enjoy the character structure of all of his friends. While Roger is definitely the antagonist of the story, he is also somewhat of a friend to Doug. There are many moments in this where he proves himself to be a friend, and the subtlety of how they make up Roger's character. He lives in a trailer park and he's clearly a kid who's fallen through the cracks because he can't spell very well and he doesn't like to read and he's always in the principal's office, but he does also have qualities of a semi-good friend. So this is a really well done cartoon, especially for the year it came out, which is in 91. I highly recommend you rewatch this if you haven't watched it in a while. Okay, next we're getting into some more PBS adjacent or PBS cartoons. So we have Madeline, about the little French girl in the boarding school who goes on adventures. She's quite the rambunctious little girl. Instantly will fix your nervous system, I swear. It's so cute and wholesome. I love it. Berenstain Bears, same thing. This one is a PBS show, has that little symbol at the corner. A family of bears that live in a town of bears and their adventures and lives living in this little town. Just simple everyday living. I love it. The 80s show of Care Bears, which I actually never originally watched, so I've watched a couple of these. They're very calming, very much targeted towards much younger children. Just like Oswald and Little Bear and all those types of cartoons, I put it in that type of category. It's very calming and sweet, and I love the animation style. Then we have the classic Wallace and Gromit. I love Wallace and Gromit, although this is not the same type of calming as the other ones mentioned because they do get into some shenanigans and have a bit of a noir feel to their films sometimes. I think that this is one of the best animated shows ever made. I rewatched it recently on the Blu-ray. This has the first 5 specials. There are 2 that are not on here. They did one recently on Netflix, and the one about the were-rabbit is not on here, so I have to get that one eventually. Aardman can do no wrong almost, so I love Wallace and Gromit. Lastly, we're going to get into some anime, because how would this be a list without anime on it? We have Homes of Kyoto. This is about an antique appraiser in grad school who works with a high school girl, and they solve mysteries based on these appraisals. We have Hakume and Mikochi. This is about 2 little nymph-like girls who live in the forest and just their adventures living in a tree. It's very cute. I've only watched a few episodes of it. I got this during lockdown and I need to revisit it, but it is very calming from what I remember. The Flying Witch, I adore this one. It's not talked about enough. It's about a young witch who visits her cousins in the countryside, and she does a sort of self-inflicted apprenticeship for herself. And it's just really sweet and slow paced, and I rewatch it all the time. I think this is highly underrated. The Garden of Words, this is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. Um, it's gorgeous, about a young boy who wants to be a shoe cobbler, which is very specific in modern day Japan. My Roommate is a Cat. This one is about an introverted and not so people loving crime novelist who unwillingly adopts a cat, and it's kind of his adventures of learning to live with this cat. It's very slice of life, not super slow paced, but compared to other shows, I would say it is very comforting, very sweet, and I love this one. More people should watch it. And then we have The Great Passage. I would say that this one is slow paced. It is about building a dictionary. And I think it took them 10 years to make the dictionary that this one focuses on. It's about our main character who is a failed salesman who went to college for linguistics, and they kind of corral him into this dying department to make this dictionary because the head of the department has to retire due to illness. It's very beautiful. It's a beautiful show. The animation analogy in this is gorgeous. I think more people should watch it. It's not spoken enough about, I will say. In the spaces that I see here on the apps, people really don't speak about this one because it is slow and it's not very excitable, but I love it. Okay, that's it. Those are all of the shows and movies that I would recommend that I have in physical form. So let me know if this was a good list. If you have any live action adult low stem shows that you would like to share. I usually tend to gravitate towards animation for low stem television, but if you have a recommendation, I'm very much open.
It's cold. Like, I'm glad that I can't feel my extremities and that I have to wrap myself in 7 layers that I immediately have to take off as soon as I get in my car, that I've been warming up for 30 hours. I love the morning in the Midwest. Truly, I haven't moved away because I don't want to lose Culver's. If I lost Culver's, I'd lose my sense of self. Yeah, no, no, yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah, no, no. No, yeah, no. It's about a 50-50 chance that you're gonna get somebody that voted either which way when you're talking to somebody here, so be careful. This random man in the grocery store, I went to 3rd grade with him. His name is Tommy Shibuboop. I met him once. We had one conversation, but I know his first and last name. The job opportunities in my small town were Walmart or McDonald's, and they're both 30 minutes away. So yeah, I had to get out of there. You haven't slid on black ice into a cornfield? Have you ever even lived in the Midwest? Wait, what? You don't get it. The deer are an inconvenience at this point. We gotta move them out.
Shut the fuck up, Evan.
Shut up, Evan.
Shut up, Evan.
At this point, I would do literally anything to promote my upcoming album.
Well, you're in luck. Hello, and welcome to Unleash ALS, the show in which I walk famous and or famous adjacent people to raise awareness for ALS in honor of my mom, Patty, who just died on Monday, and it's been a super fucking shitty week, but here we go. Today I'm here with August Pontier.
How fast do you go?
I've apparently been going too fast, so I will slow down. And they are dressed in their business finest because today they have a date with the dogs. I'm gonna do all dogs good heaven, in which we determine whether or not today's dog good heaven based on a hot take that they have.
People who don't like reality television, they're just simply not on the same plane as me. Like for me, I'm watching reality television and I'm getting smarter, I'm getting stronger. I'm watching it as a scientist.
I agree with that because I truly do feel like watching reality television is like the closest I will ever get to being qualified to become a mental health professional. I got this vest custom made on Etsy, and it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
I do think watching hot people go through like psychological mind games is a favorite pastime in history and the future and probably forever.
Maybe this conversation has led us to discover it's something maladaptive after all.
Yeah, maybe I do need to talk to my therapist more than I thought.
I hope this dog walking today has made you super aware of ALS, and I would encourage you to donate to I Am ALS at the link below. Is there anything you want to promote while I have you leashed up?
So many things, but in particular, I would love to promote my album Everywhere Isn't Texas, coming out on the 13th, and maybe just for people to get a lot weirder and cooler with it.
I think we could all do with being a little weirder. So August, who would you like to nominate today to walk in your stead?
I would like to nominate Jasmine for Tea, Hank Heaven, and Ella Jane.
Fantastic. I can't wait for them to bark for me. Thanks for watching, and remember, ALS sucks ass, but we can fight back.
But there's some place that he'd rather be. He says, Bill, I believe this is killing me as a
Female pleasure is demonized in Western society because it is one of the strongest pharmaceutical pain relievers out there. During the female orgasm, pain tolerance is raised to 40 to 100%, while in men, it's only 20 to 30. Meaning the female orgasm is essentially more successful at pain reduction than most general pharmaceuticals. And it's important that you don't know that, so you keep buying their products. It's also important you don't know that, so men don't have to develop any other skills besides protecting you from other men. It's important you rely on them. And if you're looking to cure your period cramps, there's something a lot stronger than Advil out there. Do you know what an orgasm is? It's a uterine spasm. Do you know what a contraction is? A uterine spasm. Do you know what a period cramp is? You guessed it, baddie, a uterine spasm. Uterine spasms produce endorphins to relieve pain. Period cramps aren't supposed to be painful. Contractions aren't supposed to be painful. But it's funny how the only one that men directly benefit from is the one you're taught to enjoy. But the rest is supposed to be painful so that you pay the price for being chosen by God to create life, because men feel that that should have been their God-given right.
Here she is, Amber Glenn.
All she wanna do is get naked. Top flow, living life dangerous.
gonna do when it all comes down to you? And where you gonna go when you're looking for something to do? Time's ticking away. What you gonna do when it all comes down to you? And where you gonna go when you're looking for something to do? Time's ticking away.
You're as pretty as a picture. Has anyone ever told you before? You're the image of an angel from above, and you were just meant for me to adore. You're the model of perfection. The others are only copies of you. Can't you see the only thing that worries me? I wonder if you're too good to be true. Your eyes, your hair, you're a perfect color scheme. You're
Agent Rowe introduced you as Dr. Reed, but I didn't think you were a medical doctor.
Oh, I'm not.
To all of you American girls, it's sad to imagine a world without you.
The pride flag they tried to take down in Stonewall, New York, it's back up. The National Park historical exhibits about slavery in Philly that they took down, they've been restored. And the fight is currently on to put back signs about climate change in national parks in California that this administration took down. So it seems like the complete unchecked power they claim to have really isn't the case. So this is your reminder to keep hope alive, because they won't win.
Okay, well then it's not gonna be a conversation. So let me take my chain off.
Wait, no, wait.
No, like it's not gonna be a conversation.
Why is Trump trying to fire you?
Well, Elmo thinks it can marry me because Mr. Trump is mad at Sesame Street for making fun of him.
I'm Donald Trump, and I have more trash than all of you, so yeah.
But trying to cancel Sesame Street, which has helped children learn to read and count for over half a century, is part of a larger plan. Trump is waging a war on the American mind. Throughout history, tyrants have understood that their major enemy is an educated public. Slaveholders prohibited enslaved people from learning to read. The Third Reich burned books. The Khmer Rouge banned music. Stalin and Pinochet censored the media. And Trump, like past authoritarians, wants to control not just what we do, but also how we think. He has embraced one of the mottos from George Orwell's 1984. Ignorance is strength. He knows that an uninformed public is easier to divide and conquer.
I love the poorly educated.
There are 5 facets to the authoritarian attack on our minds. Number 1, rewrite history. The protagonist of 1984 works in the so-called Ministry of Truth, where he's made to literally rewrite history because Big Brother knows that he who controls the past controls the future. That's chilling in a dystopian novel. It's even scarier in real life, where Trump and his MAGA cronies are making schools whitewash slavery and segregation, cover up the genocide of Native Americans, and erase the LGBTQ rights movement. Authoritarians know that if they can convince us our country has never been wrong, they can make us believe our ruler is always right. If they can make us forget how brave activists fought for change in the past, they can stop us from seeking change in the future. Rewriting history goes hand in hand with the next facet of the attack on our minds. Number 2, gut education. As Trump tries to abolish the Department of Education, he's also proposing to cut funding for K-12 public schools and to force universities to give him influence over student admissions, faculty hiring, and what's taught. As a professor, I know firsthand how education empowers young people's minds. We can't have a functioning democracy if people cannot deliberate critically about it. That's why authoritarians replace education with indoctrination.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots.
Instead of teaching students to think for themselves, authoritarians seek to instill blind allegiance and to suppress dissent. That's why the Italian and German fascists of the 20th century immediately turned their country's educational systems into instruments of the party. Placing a chokehold on universities also relates to the next facet of the attack. Number 3, dismantle science. By freezing university research grants and attacking the National Institutes of Health, the National Science Foundation, and USAID, Trump is stifling medical and scientific research. And his cuts to the Centers for Disease Control and the Food and Drug Administration put all of us at risk. He's also abducting scientists who disagree with his administration. Can you imagine a crueler way to rob America of the global intellectual capital that has helped us become the world leader in scientific research? All of this moves us further from cures for cancer, Alzheimer's, and HIV. This could seem baffling if you don't recognize it as part of a larger strategy. We all get sick. So how can medical research and disease prevention be political? Because science acknowledges objective facts. Authoritarians insist that the ruler is more powerful than the facts. As Orwell wrote, it means a loyal willingness to say that black is white when party discipline demands this. Another way to attack facts? Number 4, suppress the media.
As I call it, the fake news media.
From suing ABC and CBS over their news coverage, to threatening to strip network broadcast licenses, to defunding PBS and NPR, Trump is trying to silence major news sources. He wants control over what information Americans can or cannot get. A free press exists to question authority and help the public question it as well. But authoritarians insist they must never be questioned.
Don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question.
Authoritarians want to consolidate state power over what the public can know. The final facet of the authoritarian attack on our minds also attacks our spirit, which brings us to number 5, attack the arts. The arts exist to provoke us, challenge our thinking, and help us see beyond ourselves. They're an important and independent aspect of an educated society, which is why authoritarians have historically attacked the arts. So it's no surprise that Trump is canceling grants from the National Endowment for the Arts, dictating what's displayed at the Smithsonian, and has installed himself as the chair of the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. To limit art is to limit free speech and expression. It's a crucial step that authoritarians use to silence anyone who dissents through creativity. Added up, these 5 facets of Trump's attack on the American mind render us less informed, less inspired, and easier to control. They empower him to divide us with hatred and fear, and they prevent us from discovering that we have more in common with one another than with the authoritarians who try to rule us. This attack on our minds reduces our capacity for self-government because ignorance is the handmaiden of tyranny. Please help spread the truth by sharing this video.
For the night we pop out at 1 in the morning. You really wanna know this kind of life, never boring. She bought Dior with a man from the store, but she bring it to my table when the drinks start pouring. She asking to come with the crew, and the accent to come with a view.